Yo, what is up, bros? This is Bruchminati back with Will War Mods. Decided to go ahead and throw down the USA versus USSR conquest. Going to do a full episode of it, so I'm going to crank up the speed and just commentate over it. We will be using only parachute units. And if you did not see the review or you have forgotten, you're probably just like, oh shit, how are you going to get this done in a full episode, in a timely manner, with just parachute units? Well, because we are parachuting T-90s. That's correct. The Soviet Union has pioneered a method. Some type of transitional metal, alloy of metal, carbon fiber, very light, extremely strong. You can parachute these T-90s in with just a regular infantry parachute. It's amazing. No other country has this technology, and that is why the Soviet Union is going to control the world. You get new technology that nobody else has. You have to use it to take over the world. I think that's pretty much set in stone. Any country that gets like technology that is so far beyond anybody else, what do you do with it? You take over the world. I'm not gonna move anything here. I'm just... I might use this. A couple, maybe, naval units. But for the most part, we're going full on parachute spam. I just don't think the US is ready for this. The US or their allied generals. Although, they're pretty strong. That is until Manstein comes in, has some cleanup duty. I had thought about making this even shorter and like cutting out the airdrops of all the parachute units, but then I was just like, that's kind of the part that's cool. You're just spamming T-90s. So I decided to go ahead and include all T-90 spam drops. See, this is not going to take long. So we'll spam heavy to take out the rest of Europe and the UK. Not too much spam to take out Africa. And then the mother of all spam to take out the US. Alright, this music's getting me pretty pumped for this, bros. When I think of modern day take on communist music, it's definitely this. Not specifically a communist music, but a communist country attacking music. It's this. MacArthur's gonna get wrecked. You know, MacArthur's just sitting there. He probably hasn't got word yet of what's going on. Communications are bad. He might have heard something's going on with the Russians. Oh shit. And then he sees T-90s parachuting from the sky. I would assume that would be pretty shocking. Not something you see every day. Especially on just one parachute. I mean, I've seen heavy stuff being parachuted on planes, but usually it's like 3, 4, 5 huge parachutes. I mean, they're just pushing these out the backside of a cargo plane, and it's not looking good. Mannerheim's even getting involved in some action. Now, how in the hell is Copenhagen? They seriously held up pretty good. If everything was going to hold up that well, this wouldn't be so quick. So, oh, that reminds me. So when I made the Greece full conquest, so when I've been doing these, I type in like, well, like, for instance, Greek patriotic slogans, World War II, and I did that for the other ones too. If there's some quote you see I put up in the title or on the thumbnail, that's what I do. I just do that just for a good, you know, boom, a good quote. And so I did that, and there was just like a crazy amount of people being like, the Greeks may have lost to the Germans, but they put up one hell of a fight. I mean, they were getting praise from like Soviet generals, Stalin saying, hey, we were only able to defend Moscow because the Greeks held up the Germans. I mean, I knew Greece held up pretty well. I didn't know they got all that type of praise from everybody. And like de Gaulle and Churchill. Oh, right there. That's some I'm gonna be dropping some T90s music. If you hear... If you're ever out anywhere, guys, you hear that part of the song come on, just look up. Because more than likely some T90s are about to start dropping. Here we go. Boom! First North American city falls. And soon after, a second and a third. You know, they don't appear to be putting up much of a fight. Let's go ahead and throw down our UK T90 invasion force. This will always remind me of Red Alert. Right now, I feel, and anybody who has played that will know this name I'm about to say. I hear this music, I think Stavros. Stavros was some Russian bro you had to keep alive. There was like I think I almost remember 3 missions of you trying to like keep him alive. Well, first you had to rescue him, and then you had to like escape, and then there was another mission you had to like keep him alive. Damn Stavros. You know, since I've been playing some retro games, I might go way back to my beginnings and buy Red Alert. Now, I played most of them, and I don't mean just Red Alert. I mean, you know, the Command & Conquer series, but I spent most of my time on the Red Alert versions. Especially Red Alert 1. I played so many skirmishes. I wasted so much of my life going up against AI. Yeah, and I had to switch up the songs on this mod because there's like 3 of them that were copyrighted. Yeah, so many mods have copyrighted music now. I will record the whole mod soundtrack, and I'll just upload it and just keep it private just to see what pops up, what songs are copyrighted. Alright, MacArthur, you're out of here, bro. You know what I'm thinking about doing? I played earlier today, since Age of Civilizations 2 is coming out. I went ahead and played the first one. And like I said, I'm not a huge fan of it. But I might do like a quick German conquest just to give myself a refresher and to celebrate the release of the second one. Now, I've seen that the Bruchminati put up like a 40-minute video. I haven't watched the whole thing yet. I think I'm at 20 minutes. I'll watch it for like 5 minutes. It's very redundant. I will tell you that. I think it could have been like a 5-minute video. But anyways, I've been watching that. I'll watch 5 minutes and then go do something else. So I think I'm in like the 20th minute. It's a lot more in-depth than the first one, that's for sure. I mean, I'm excited to play it, but if he doesn't do updates to it, I could see it getting kind of stale pretty quick. Especially uploading content for it. I mean, if you're just a bro at home playing it, that's one thing. But if you're trying to upload good content on it, I hope he upgrades it every so often. Right now, the U.S. is thinking, how do we combat a enemy that can drop super heavies from the heavens, pretty much. These super heavies are dropping out of the damn heavens. They're being wheeled out from Valhalla. Not much resistance to be had. We are in our 12th minute. And we made some major headway in 12 minutes. De Gaulle is putting up a fight. Just when the British thought, hey, we might be able to fight off this wave of T-90s, another wave comes in and breaks their spirits. Alright, Diggle, you're not going to be able to hold up much longer. In Spain, you are next up on the T-90s from Heaven's Drop. We should have Africa cleared pretty soon. Not gonna take much more to clear Actually, we could probably clear it next round. I do believe Africa will be cleared next round. And I mean, you're looking at the T-90s. It's like the dildo launcher in effect that it can handle any terrain. Tundra, desert, jungle, plains, rivers, mountains, forests. It don't matter. If it couldn't, well, you just parachute around it. It's not a big issue. Norway holding up like a champ. Of course, I didn't put a large T-90 contingent up there. Oh, London falls. Manchester falls. They could not overcome the T-90 spam. Boom! UK goes down. American-controlled UK territory, or NATO, allies, and US. Yeah, that guy's pretty strong. Damn, we took a lot of land. Wrecked a lot of people. Yeah, Africa's done. Boom! Africa has been cleared. What a puny attempt at saving Africa. The Americans and their buddies put up. Very pathetic. I've seen better defense from the Kansas City Chiefs. Oh, boom! Roasting my own favorite team. For those of you who don't know the Kansas City Chiefs, it's an American football team. My favorite team. They have like the most badass offense in the league. But they couldn't stop a team of 10-year-olds from scoring. Boom! West Coast feeling the hurt. The T-90 hurt. I would recommend you guys play this. This is enjoyable. Spamming T-90s. Dropping T-90s for 160 bones. Is good. Is good, comrade. Coming up on 20 minutes. I had this wrapped up around 30. Bradley. Poor Bradley. Bradley is now shitting himself. Themselves. I said it, plural. Alright, that's a good spam, I'm thinking. That should get the rest of the US cleared. Oh, they took back Amsterdam and Copenhagen. At some point I'm gonna have to take out all these docks. That's gonna suck. I guess I could just rocket the crap out of them. You know what? That don't even do any more damage. That does less damage than a tier 1 T-90. I'll just save all the docks till the end and I'll cut that part out. That'll save us some time. Now we want to do an exciting full conquest, Soviets versus U.S., but we don't want to. We don't want it. We don't want it taken like an hour. We got things to do. We got other lands to conquer. So back what was it, like 2 weeks ago I said I was switching up games, and you've seen a little bit of that. You've seen some of the new games I have bought, but there are still a lot of other ones I have bought that I have not even played yet. The harder ones to learn. There's like 3 that I bought that's gonna take me some time. One I have played in the past, but I'm definitely gonna have to relearn how to do it. But 3 big titles that you will all know. Damn, Bradley held up. Under pressure. Or should I say Bradley's? I only say Bradley's because it's like, do you remember the old school Total Recall movie? Where, with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and there was the Quado dude, and he lived inside the guy's stomach? That's kind of like Bradley. He has like a mini Bradley growing inside him. So from now on, you refer to Bradley as Bradley's. Now this is looking a lot better. We weren't spammy enough. Like, yeah, great, we're dropping T90s. There just wasn't enough of them to say, yeah, I'm spamming. Because before, you know, I've seen worse spam coming from the AI, like World Conqueror 3 trying to take Chongqing. I remember the days the Chinese would put down an ungodly amount of spam. Alright, we are at 22 minutes. Getting ever so closer to wrapping this up. You know what? I was so pissed off with that game I was playing earlier. Great War 1914. That pissed me off so bad. Remember it kind of reminded me, just for a sec, it kind of reminded me, and I don't even remember the name of this game, but I think it came out like, I don't know, probably 6 years ago, maybe more, and there was like no saves, and you had to play through the entire game with no saves. I never played it, I just remember hearing about it. I was just like, that sounds like the worst experience I could ever have. Like, that's torture. Especially if the game was good. Like, if the game was really good and some interesting shit was happening and you had no saves and you would just get to a certain point and die. Yeah. Kind of like, I remember when I was young, I got the PlayStation original. And I'd got, what was it? The original Resident Evil. And back then you had save cards that you would stick in the console. Well, I didn't know when I bought everything that's how it was going to be. So I didn't have a save card for like a week, but I kept playing Resident Evil anyways. With no saves, so I would get really far and then die and just hate life. Boom! Look at that. We just about got this wrapped up. Africa has been re-cleared for a second time. Damn it, I keep forgetting about Italy. This should have been cleared out a long time ago. You know that tune right there that plays? I remember that off an old game, I think. There was an old school computer game called Axis and Allies. And it was set up like... what's a game it would be like? Kind of like Red Alert, but a little bit more like, yeah, I think that's the closest comparison I could give, like a Command and Conquer, but World War II, of course. I remember when I played that, I thought that, I just thought it was so badass. This game was so great. I'd probably play it now and think it was shit. Alright, so I think what I'm going to do, I will set up, like, for DC or New York to fall last. Oh, I already took DC. Oh, no, I didn't. Yeah, DC or... And then I'll just hammer the ports. Nice. Yep, this is about a wrap. I think we grab most everything here right now. Yep. So, yep, I almost forgot about Italy again. All damn most forgot about Italy. After saying something about how I just kept forgetting. Oh, there we go. Well, I guess what I'll do is take out all these ports and then I'll just cut that. Alright, bros, I have taken all the ports, but I realized something. I needed a good thumbnail. I needed a good picture for the thumbnail. So I decided, hey, what better way than to waste 30 minutes of my life doing this? Now, why would I do that? I don't know. I got started. I didn't realize it was going to take so long. I got started and then I couldn't stop because I'd already started. So, yeah. Now that is some T90 spam. That is what you call border security. Look at that. Talk about global warming. Boom! 21 rounds with the S Bros. I recommend you play this. It was sincerely satisfying on some type of innate communist level. Anyways, bros, if you're enjoying this content, you know what to do. Slap the like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell on your way out. I will see you back here for our next upload. Peace. Bruchminati out.